Oakridge Plantation had stood for over 150 years, a sprawling estate surrounded by dense forests in rural North Georgia. Locals avoided speaking its name, whispered about the strange events that had plagued the plantation for generations. One night in 2018, the entire household vanished. No sign of struggle, no footprints, nothing, leaving behind only the scent of burning magnolia and a sense of lingering dread. Urban explorer and journalist Claire Donovan, 32, had always been fascinated by abandoned estates when she heard rumors of Oakridge Plantation. She packed her camera, a flashlight, and a voice recorder, determined to uncover the truth. The drive to the plantation was quiet, the air thick with mist and the smell of wet earth. As she approached, the gates, ornate and wrought iron, stood open as if inviting her in. The main house loomed, windows shattered, paint peeling. The porch sagging under the weight of decades. Inside, the air was stale, thick with dust and the faint metallic smell of decay. Furniture remained in place, untouched, but something was off. Chairs slightly moved, drawers ajar, as if someone had just stepped away. Outside the plantation, grounds were eerily silent. The stables, once bustling with horses, were empty, the gardens overgrown. A sudden gust of wind carried a faint whisper, "Leave before you are next." Claire froze, her camera shaking slightly in her hands. She knew the stories were not just rumors. Oakridge Plantation had claimed its residents once, and it might do so again. Claire stepped carefully into the main hallway. The floorboards creaked under her weight, but the sound was almost swallowed by the oppressive silence. Dust motes danced in the beam of her flashlight, and the portraits lining the walls seemed to follow her with their eyes. Faces of the long-gone owners stared back, pale and accusatory, as though judging her intrusion. She entered the dining room where a grand chandelier swayed slightly, though no wind entered the house. On the table lay untouched silverware, a thin layer of dust covering it. But the centerpiece, a vase of wilted magnolia flowers, seemed to tremble as if reacting to some unseen presence. From upstairs came a soft tapping. Claire's heart quickened. The sound was methodical, deliberate, echoing in the empty halls. He moved toward the staircase, noticing scratch marks along the railing, jagged and deep, as if someone or something had clawed its way down. The whispers returned, faint but urgent. "You shouldn't be here. You can't leave." In the library, shelves of old books lined the walls, some titles handwritten in faded ink. Claire noticed her diary open upon a podium. The entries detailed the family's growing paranoia, inexplicable disappearances of staff, strange rituals performed at night. One passage chilled her completely. The house watches, it chooses who stays and who disappears. Suddenly a door slammed behind her. She spun around, nothing but shadows. Then, from the corner of her eye, a figure appeared, a woman in tattered dress, face pale, mouth moving in silent screams. Claire's camera recorded it, but when she looked directly, the figure was gone. The room grew colder, her breath visible in the air. Claire followed a faint glow upstairs, leading to a small bedroom. The bed was neatly made, yet she sensed a presence pressing on her mind. Suddenly, a photo on the wall shifted, a family portrait, smiling once in faded colors, now showing blank eyes staring directly at her. A whisper came, "You will join us if you linger too long." The floorboards groaned, the walls whispered, and the air felt alive. Claire knew she had to leave, but every hallway she tried led her back to the center of the house. The plantation seemed to bend reality, warping space and time, feeding on fear. The night was alive, and Oakridge Plantation was awake. Claire's pulse raced as she stumbled through the maze-like corridors. Every step echoed unnaturally, and shadows seemed to twist toward her, alive with intent. The whispers grew louder, repeating the same warning: "You should not have come. You belong to us now." She entered the grand ballroom, where the chandeliers swung violently as if caught in an invisible storm. The once decorated walls were now adorned with countless portraits of vanished residents, their eyes hollow, mouths open in silent screams. The air was heavy, thick, with centuries of sorrow and fear. Then a cold hand seemed to brush her shoulder. Claire spun around, but no one was there. From the corner of the room, a mirror reflected a horrifying sight: herself, but older, pale, eyes empty, as if the plantation had already claimed her future self. She realized the truth. Oakridge Plantation was not just haunted, it was a living entity, feeding on the fear and presence of anyone who entered. To survive, she had to acknowledge the town's victims and confront the restless spirits. Claire closed her eyes and spoke aloud, naming the families who had disappeared over the years, acknowledging their suffering. The shadows paused, the whispers softened, and for the first time, the air seemed still. A faint glow enveloped the ballroom, lifting the oppressive weight that had held her captive. She retracted her steps carefully, and as dawn broke, the fog around the plantation began to dissipate. Oakridge seemed almost peaceful, as though it had accepted her acknowledgement. Stepping out onto the main road, Claire realized she was alone. The plantation had vanished behind her, leaving only the morning dew and the scent of magnolia in the air. Weeks later, the footage she recovered revealed faint anomalies, moving shadows, fleeting whispers, and glimpses of figures that vanished when looked at directly. Oakridge Plantation remained erased from all official records. A town that existed in memory and myth, only remembered by those brave enough to face it. Oakridge Plantation served as a haunting reminder. Some towns do not abandon their people, they claim them, waiting for acknowledgement before releasing their souls.